So,
Well, unfortunately, we didn't get the last tip, but I'm going to give you a tip for this week. If you guys are ready, I'll go ahead and dive into that, or do you guys want to talk something else real quick?
no, go dive into it, and then we can talk
tip.
more on that.
Okay, I'm going to show you a tip. I mean, talk to a tip. I don't know. We're gonna figure something out
Hold
here.
on, talk to us. What is happening?
Presentation. Oh, there's new stuff. Okay, what screen do I want you guys to see? Okay, so let's talk about a little feature that I learned about recently. Now, this is an engraving I usually do for my coin holders. It's in this shape. This is a United States enlisted flyer wings, R7 level. So I did one of these recently, and I was watching something, and someone came up and they showed me a small tip. And basically, there's a preview button up here. So I'm going to go ahead and click that now. And what this does is does a couple things. It kind of shows you what it's going to look like in the final product. Is it always accurate? Depends. When you start doing some pictures and stuff and engraving like that, it can be hit or miss, I find. Not 100% accurate, but for engravings, it should be pretty much spot on. So we're not going to really talk about settings or layers, but we're going to talk about this useful window that's more useful than I thought. So first of all, you could do a playback speed, see how your laser is going to be operating, which is, it's here or there. But you have cut distance here, rapid moves, and total estimated time. So the way I have everything set up with the settings is going to take about an hour, 4 minutes. It'll take that. It's give or take, right? It's an estimate. You show the move itself. That's kind of where the laser is going to be moving. You can shade according to power, which I typically do. You can invert to see a little better image. So a lot of cool little stuff. But what I wanted to show you is when you go through the playback, and this is kind of based on what Nick said. Now, this ain't the CNC. This is the laser. But if something happens, say you get done with your project and you're cutting this out into pieces and the star doesn't cut out perfectly because it's just not aligned really like the rest of the bed. Okay. And you notice it before you pick it up. You can actually wind back to where that star cutout or engraving is. And you can push this button called start here. And that's where your laser is going to start. Instead of having to go back through the entire engraving, you can actually control where that starts. Now, this is big because I don't know about you guys or the ones listening. I've had to redo entire jobs because, well, one part didn't like cut out just right or grave just right because of some of the wood difference or something like that. This is a game changer for me personally. It will save me time, and like it's already going to be 47 minutes in at that time. So I know it's going to be, close to 20 more minutes and I'll be done. You can save the image and you can play it and push OK. But just for this one window and that little start here, because I never do the playthrough. I'm sorry, I don't have no interest in how the laser is going to act because I kind of know how. I figured out where I learned that I could start that laser based on where I have it selected. So hopefully.
Hold on. So you mean to tell me, so when you do that and you click start here,
yep,
and you push play on the laser, it goes to wherever
right
that
to that
spot
point.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So like I have it now in line, which means cut. Or I mean, if you had low enough power, it would just do the line. If I was cutting all these pieces out and I had issues, God damn it. I'm just going to go back to Phil. Just give me issues. But if I was in here and say I, couldn't cut out this part, whatever reason, I could go through here and just get to that part and have it redo that section, and it would redo the rest. But yeah, I think this is extremely useful. So it also allows you to tell you, what your laser's doing, and with that. There's other settings you can play around with to kind of decrease or increase the time depending what you're looking for. But hopefully that little tip will help someone out there. The power interruption might be one of those things where, like our particular laser, it will start where it left off. It's going to do its homing function and then go back where it was. So as long as if you didn't touch anything, and like you could go essentially go back, push start here, and complete that engraving, instead of having to start all over and ruining a piece. So there's a lot of little functions. I was too. Don't worry. When I saw that, I'm like, yeah, no. How did I not know this? So I'm hoping that saves you guys time out there and maybe saves a project or some material.
Well, shoot. Let's take this another level real quick. So on that, where Josh had everything blue, that was his color of choice, if you will.
Yep.
You could almost go back and make different layers. And let's say like the center wreath didn't cut well, and you want to make you can make it red. You could literally output just the red, and then do the time lapse and start it wherever it might be uneven. Like that's, man, I'm pretty mad right now because there's so many jobs that.
So basically, what Nap is saying here is like right here, I could separate this, and I could choose this particular thing. I could make it, let's say, yellow the line, and it will cut out that piece, and I can go back and. There's so many different ways you can utilize this preview function and start here. That it is
layers in a piece that's already underway.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't tried it, but in theory, it should work because it's going to send basically the G code again, and it's going to start in that position.
Yeah, as long as you didn't remove the piece.
Yep. Obviously, there's things I like that particular question I haven't attempted yet, but I assume, which is dangerous, that it should work in that manner. Yes.
That's crazy.
Another